What is up, guys? It's your boy Young Jay. Welcome back to another video, and today I have a special one for you guys. Typically you guys know me for like talking about houses, real estate, investment, those type of things, technology usually. But today I'm going to be trying something different. Today I am going to be reviewing a form of technology, but not the form you're used to. Today I'm going to be trying a review, but I'm going to be reviewing that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Haval H6 GT, and today I am going to be doing my first ever car review. And the car of choice is a beautiful one, if I do say so myself. This one is nicknamed the Iron Man, and today we're going to be going all around it, so make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's go check it out. Okay, so let's start off with what's going on right here. It's eyes. It has LED headlights, daytime driving light, which also works as indicators at the same time. Here we have a fog light, which is also LED, by the way. This is one of my favorite things about this car, the carbon fiber touches. That's really nice. This is a chrome thing that's going on here. It usually shines when it's clean, but still looks very, very, very nice. The carbon fiber things continue here on the Haval that is written on the front, and we move on to the side. I love the fact that this is black, if I may just add that. This right here that you might not see unless you come up to it is a 360-degree camera, which allows you to give, you know that effect in cars where you look like the car is like satellite imaging. That's actually not satellite, it's actually this. There are multiple of these cameras all around the car which allow you to see. What? So these cameras, it uses multiple of these cameras all around the car. This one specifically has 4 cameras. And then we move on to the tires. As you can see, this car is pretty high up. That is thanks to these 19-inch alloy wheels, and it also has a red brake calipers to contrast with the color of the car. And while we're on the color of the car, if you were to come closer, you will notice that this color has been glazed. If you don't know what glazed is, if you don't know what glaze means, trust me, I didn't know either. It means that when you pour water on the car, the water doesn't stick, it rolls down, which is a pretty cool feature. Moving on to the back of the car. Anything about the back of the car? Moving on here, we have the roof spoiler on the car, which is a pretty cool addition to this car. And believe it or not, the owner actually wanted to remove this, which I don't know why, but luckily it has decided to stay. Now, moving on to this spoiler right here. Interesting fact about this car, as you just noticed, it actually has 2 spoilers. The roof spoiler and this special spoiler, actually known as a dark tail spoiler, which is a very cool fact. The carbon fiber then continues here as well, which is just basically, it wraps around all over the car. It's in the front, it's in the back, and there's a little bit of it in the inside as well. And moving on to the bottom, as you can see, this car is a 4-pipe, but they are sadly not visible unless you go and look for them. Please go look for them. And there they are, 2 there and 2 on the other side. Why Haval decided to make this car a hidden 4-pipe, I will never know. But there it is. It does look pretty good what they have going on here, but imagine how much more beautiful it would look if there were 2 huge pipes sticking out here, or where this thing is. Cool. Now, one thing that I want to add about this stuff is that there have been many Havals that have been customized before. There's a Haval out there running around with a whole wing instead of a ducktail spoiler, and that actually looks cool. And there's also a wide body, and there's also a lot of people who have done a lot of moderations to their car. But how about the owner of this Haval make it the very first Haval in South Africa to actually have visible 4 pipes? That will make it unique. Problem is, if people know yours is the only one with 4 pipes, but aside from that, we have the privacy thing, so let's not worry about that. Moving on to what's going on the inside of the car. Okay, so now that we've gone around the entire car and basically nice about this car, let's go on to what's super nice about this car, and it's the inside. So at first glance, you are met with luxury, but let me just step inside this car to show you truly what I'm talking about. Let's start here at the door. See, we are met with Alcantara here, green stitching here, the carbon fiber which I love so much continuing again here, some sort of glossy black happening right here, and just basically awesomeness on the door. Wow, we move on from the door and we come here. If you notice this thing here right here, you will know that that is a heads-up display if you are well aware of cars. If you don't know what heads-up display is, basically from the driver's seat, I don't have to look at my infotainment system to see how many miles per hour, or kilometers I'm going. I can just look straight on the road and it will be displayed right there, which is one of the coolest things ever. And then moving on to what's going on here on the steering wheel. The steering wheel, I think it's called, I've heard my father say it a bunch of times, multi-functioning steering wheel or something like that. I think that's it. It has a bunch of cool features going on here. And my favorite part about it is what's going on right here. The pedal shifters. this car is an automatic. I think it's called dual something where it's automatic and manual. But instead of the manual where you have to do this, you click here. Moving on to this one, it has space to put your phone here, wireless charging there, as you can see with an iPhone there. It has space here, cup holders here, and it has those dials. I'm not gonna lie, I've only ever seen this in a Benz and a Range Rover, but guess what, it's a Haval and it has it. And by the way, something that I forgot to mention, this is one of the top Havals you can buy. Super luxury, and it all comes standard. It has super space in here again. And what else is going on here? The 10 point something inch display here. This is actually touchscreen, by the way. It supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It has rear collision, forward collision, and lane keep assist. Okay, so the same Alcantara that I mentioned and green stitching that I mentioned on the door carries on in the steez. So GT going on right here, green stitching again, the green here, the Alcantara here, and I'm not sure if you noticed this, and I'm not crazy. These seats have like a bucket seat like type of vibe going on. Not 100% there, but it's definitely noticeable, especially to those people who appreciate the little things. And as a person who appreciates the little things, if you notice here, this is not carbon fiber, but it's following the same carbon fiber vibe that is going on right here and on the seats, and when I get it on the seats, on the door and on the outside. I'm really loving that, if you can't tell. Both seats are done. Let's introduce the back seats. Let me just open this door real quick. And if I'm not mistaken, these back seats can fit 3 full-grown adults. Well, okay, sharp, that's a stretch. Actually, no, it's not a stretch. This car is pretty big. And me, I am quite tall myself. And I can sit comfortably right here in the middle with no problem. This is the owner's driving position, and the owner is quite tall, and I am still able to sit comfortably behind him. And I have tons of headspace as well. So yeah, I can confidently say that this huge thing can fit in 3 full-grown adults, or at least 3 full-grown juniors, and 2 adults in the front seat. Who don't have that bucket seat like thingy, but come on, that back seat. But although they don't have the bucket seat like thingy, they do have the same GT and green stitching going around right here, and it also has cup holders. Okay, one thing that I forgot to mention about the front seats is that they are actually heated, which can come in handy during winter. They also have this thingy right here, which I was not aware of what it was until I started pressing, and then keep your eyes on there. It's getting fat. Yep, this part just got bigger. I don't know exactly what this mechanism is called, but hey,
it's called a lumbar support.
Lumbar support,
yeah.
And it's used for just
support your
lumbar.
lumbar.
Support your back. Okay. So what that is right there is called a lumbar support, and it's used to support your back, which can come in handy when you're doing long distance trips, like going to Venda, or if you're just like a really old guy with back problems. That can help you out when you're driving for long distances. And now let's turn this car on. Now the car is on. So as you can see, we have okay, so now that the car is on, as you can see, we have the infotainment system going on right here. Here's what I was talking about when I was telling you guys about the touchscreen and the heated seating. This car also has, I think, 5 if not 7 driving modes, but hey, let's go through them. We can count, right? Let it load. Okay, driving, where do I get them? Okay, so this car has normal, sport, eco, snow, race, sand. I didn't even do nothing. Did y'all hear that? Race, sand, and off-road. So in total, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 driving modes. 7 different driving modes from a Haval. Like, we're ever gonna use sand or snow in South Africa, but like, yeah, it's still pretty cool to have. With the seat, like I mentioned, it also has heated seating for both passenger and driver seat. Nothing for us at the back, they don't show us love, but hey, it's fine. The infotainment system is pretty cool. It has that going on. The home, it has your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as I previously mentioned before, and this is what it looks like at home. So all in all, this car is pretty dope. Oh, and another thing that I forgot to mention before I close this off, this car also has panoramic sunroof and a black roof, which can come in handy when you have kids, which most people who purchase this car will have, because they like to touch, and that gets dirty real easy. But yeah, this car, in today's video, we're going to be covering all the technical aspects about this car. like that. Now, without further ado, let's go check them out. Okay, so starting off, we have rear collision and forward collision. So basically, in a nutshell, what that is, although it's kind of in the name, rear collision involves when like you're backing into someone, right? So you're on reverse and you're backing up, but you don't see how close that car behind you is. The rear collision will actually stop the car for you. Although I kind of don't like how aggressive it is when it actually does it, but it does stop it for you. And another thing about rear collision is that if you are driving, say you're on the highway, and then somebody behind you is coming in at like super fast speeds and they might collide with you, the car will start alerting you and start flashing like over and over and over to alert you that there is someone behind you, and you should actually, like, maybe if you're not gonna speed forward or clear the way for whoever's in a rush to get past you. Forward collision is basically the same concept, just with the forward. If you are going like forward basically and then something jumps in the way, or they are trying to do parallel parking and a car is far, a car is close but you think it's far, the forward collision will actually stop right before you hit it, protecting both you and the car or whatever it was that you're about to hit in front of you. Secondly, lane keep assist. On the topic of driving, this car really does help you drive. Like, you see, before I get to lane keep assist now, it's really important to add that if you're a first time driver, buying a vehicle like this will make your life very easy, but very hard if you were to ever find yourself in a car that does not have all the technology that this car has. But yeah, back to lane keep assist. Lane keep assist is basically like if you're driving, you're on the highway yet again, right? And you are trying, like, you're driving and then you don't realize, or maybe you do realize for some reason, and you're drifting away from the lane that you are supposed to be on. The car will actually stiffen up the steering wheel, keeping you on the lane that you're supposed to be on. On the contrary, if there's a car coming, or like a car if there's a car trying to overtake you and you don't realize that car is overtaking you, and you also start trying to maybe overtake or go to the other lane, the lane keep assist will actually warn you that there is a car coming in on your blind spot, preventing accidents again. So, adaptive cruise control, which is basically semi-autonomous drive, occurs when you are cruising, right? You know, we all know about cruise control, right? Well, it occurs when you are cruising and you set your car at that specific speed that you want it to cruise at. And then say there is a car that you are approaching that is in front of you. The adaptive cruise control will actually slow down to maintain a safe distance between you and the car ahead of you until you overtake that car, and then it will go back to the original speed that you had set it to be on. Oh, suppose you pass out while you're driving. Let's hope not. This car actually has a feature that will help you out with that. So I don't know what it's called exactly, but I know what happens when that occurs. So let's think worst case scenario right now. Suppose you pass out while you're driving. The car actually has something for that too. So you see, the steering wheel basically acts as a sensor. So it can basically sense when your hands are on it, whether you're here, anywhere on the steering wheel, it can feel it. So if you were to pass out or fall asleep while you're driving, the steering wheel would see that your hands are no longer on it, right? And then it will give you a warning on the dashboard telling you to put your hands back on the steering wheel. Where you fail to do that, it will start vibrating in hopes of trying to wake you up or jogging you out of whatever it's jogging you in, right? I know how this looks, right? The view, it looks like I'm doing a car review, but trust me, it is not. This is still a tech video because we are not here, we are actually here. Which leads me to the next thing that I want to talk about, which is this. The car actually has cameras to help you drive. Like I said before, if you can't drive and you buy this as your first car, it will make it heaven because it has 4 cameras. It has the front camera to see everything in the front. It has the side camera, the other side camera, and the rear camera, so you can reverse with ease. And just let me do this for a quick second. Start it up and it will let me actually turn the steering wheel, allowing me to see from here and from here how I'm turning. But my favorite part about this camera has got to be this 3D feature that I just love using, especially when I'm parking, to see how good my car fit in the parking space. You can actually rotate it and get different angles and different views from what the car is seeing. And a really cool thing that I want to show you guys is this. Keep your eyes on that. Nah, that's dope. I figured that out with my little brother when he showed up because Next up on the list is the infotainment system. This car supports Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, radio, multimedia, Bluetooth phone, system setting, vehicle setting, and picture, which I assume means that you can change the picture on it. But let me show you guys an example of Apple CarPlay. And it said Apple CarPlay there on the phone, and then we just have to press here. And voila. Now, when you have Apple CarPlay, it gives you access to Apple Music, your phone, Google Maps, and a whole lot of other things that you have access to. The infotainment system also, if we were to just go back, you can go to Haval here. You can go to settings. This is your phone settings on your phone. On your car. You can also go back and get out of this infotainment system. How do we get out of here? Haval. You can also get out and then go to, for example, vehicle settings. The vehicle must be on. You can also get out and go to, for example, vehicle settings. In vehicle settings, you'll see that you can also change the seats. It has heated seatings for both passenger and driver, but they won't show us at the back any love, am I right? It has intelligent driving, which is basically those things that I was talking about. Front assist system, lane assist system, all of this is set to on. Traffic sign information system, side assist system, and it also has parking assist. So it also has multiple driving modes, but instead of just telling you, I can show you. So the car comes with light, comfort, sports. Oh no, this is steering. Sorry. It also has multiple driving modes, but instead of telling you that, I can just show you. The car comes with normal, sports, eco, snow, race, sand. Did y'all hear it breathe when it went to race? Guys, y'all cannot make this up. And off-road. So, now, let's speak worst case scenario. Say you are driving and you were to all of a sudden pass out while the car is moving. Say you're on lane keep assist, so the car is going to maintain the speed it's on, but you have passed out. This steering wheel actually works as a sensor, and it can feel whether your hands are on it or not. Whether they're here, wherever they are, it can feel it, right? So if your hands are to suddenly be off it because for some reason you have passed out, or maybe you've even fallen asleep, it will give you a warning right here telling you to put your hands back on the steering wheel. If you fail to do that, the car will begin vibrating. If the car starts vibrating and you don't put your hands on the steering wheel, by the way, the vibrating is basically it trying to wake you up in case that's a problem. But if the car starts vibrating and you don't wake up and you still don't put your hands on the steering wheel, it will begin looking for a place to stop. Once it finds a place to stop, it will back up. No, even like it will start slowing down until it finds a place to stop, like on the barrier line or on the side of the road, or even like where we are right now, like on some random place where it's safe to stop. Once it finds a place to stop, it will start flashing lights, doing all that stuff. But sadly, it does not, unlike BMW or Mercedes-Benz, call the 911 or in our case 10111. It just cries and hopes somebody on the street is nice enough to actually stop and help you. And in today's generation, people are not going to stop because they might think it's a ploy. But other than that, it does do something, and if somebody does actually stop, you will be saved.